All right, y'all. Greetings, greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I am your hostess and your melanated queen. So today's topic, okay, go ahead and like the video if you're joining me. Go ahead and like this video. I'm not going to be on here long because it's very late. And I just wanted to be consistent on the channel, which is why I came on here. But the title of this video is Just Say No to Ratchetness, okay? They're talking about Black fatigue that's going on, but really what they're talking about is degenerate fatigue. And y'all, this is nothing new. This has been going on for many generations, all right? It's nothing new that's going on. It's just getting worse and, more and more pronounced as time goes on. And it doesn't surprise me that we have gotten to this point, unfortunately. Okay. Make sure I can hear myself. More and more. Okay, I can hear myself because I don't have a microphone plugged up to this laptop. So I'm actually, trying to make sure I can be heard. But yeah, so we need to talk about it. And I think this is a conversation that should have been had years ago when we saw these ratchet activities taking place. So now what has happened is basically Carnival Cruise has implemented new rules. Okay. And this is all because of ratchet behavior. And when I say ratchet, I'm not just talking about Black people. This has been going on for years on Carnival Cruises. I've seen Caucasians, and 9 years ago, you can go back and check these video clips getting into fights on Carnival Cruises as well. So it's not just melanated individuals. But let's go ahead and review what Carnival Cruise has said here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and look at this. All right, so I'm sharing my screen. It says Carnival Cruise Line unveils innovation itinerary with new ships and enhancements. All right, so let's see what they have here. Carnival Cruise Line has unveiled its 5-year plan. Is this what I wanted to share? Okay, it will debut in spring of 2027. Carnival Festival. So that sounds kind of fun, y'all. Um, okay. 3 new zones. So they're going to have decks 6, 7, and 8 celebrate music with themed venues and immersive experiences. One zone uses cutting edge media and lighting to activate the music creation process, while the other on deck 8 symbolizes the energetic vibes of outdoor performances. Carnival Festival will feature 1,000 interconnecting rooms. That's a lot of people on a ship, 70% more than the first 3. Okay. So let me stop sharing for a second because this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about their new rules that they implemented. So let's go ahead and review those. Carnival Cruise new rules. All right. So let's get that pulled up. Important information to know before you go. All right. All right. So this is just all the stuff that, like, if you've never been on a Carnival Cruise before, they let you know online what you need to expect, the changes to the cruise line policy. Okay. All right. So basically, they're saying that they're banning Bluetooth speakers, personal speakers. Um, they also have implemented a 1 a.m. curfew for minors and restrictions on marijuana use. They they're not banning hip hop music. That's what they're claiming. So people that say that they feel that they're being discriminated against, I don't believe that they're banning hip hop music. Okay. So I don't know where they got that from. Now the fans from where them fans at Flick, where them fans at Flick, those fans are banned. So you cannot bring them on the cruise ship. Okay. Oh, all right. Let's see what else they have here, y'all. And I don't know why people are making a big deal out of this because I feel like if people knew how to behave and people weren't being ratchet out in public, they wouldn't have to worry about these things. So they said guests 17 years of age and under are not accompanied by an adult in their traveling party. 21 years of age or older must be clear of all public areas. I don't see anything wrong with that. Why would you want your minor child wandering aimlessly around a ship? And we know that on Carnival Cruises, it has been known for people to get pushed or somehow magically fall overboard. I don't know how that's taking place, y'all. So I would strongly suggest that parents should be actually parenting their children, but I guess all logic goes out the window when you get on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean on water around a bunch of strangers. I don't understand it. So it says here on an article from Black Enterprise. I'm going to share the screen, okay? That Black passengers feel targeted. All right, so let's look at this. They feel targeted, y'all. Black passengers say they feel targeted by a cruise line after discovering its policy. The new Carnival Cruise rules are under fire for allegedly targeting Black culture and music. For those of you that consider yourselves Black, updated July 10th, Carnival Cruise Line, blah, blah, blah. The rules are not new, as some people believed. All right. Certain policies were introduced some years ago. However, they have triggered a wave of cancellations and a broader debate about how cruise culture is evolving. So, this is spreading like wildfire because I feel that Carnival is getting a lot of support from a lot of melanated people because they are tired of the ratchetness as well. According to Carnival, the policy is meant to enhance safety and improve the overall guest experience, but for some travelers, the message feels exclusionary. For the Ratchets, probably it feels that way. For the Ratchets. It says, we got the message loud and clear. We are not your demographic anymore, said one TikToker who shared that she canceled her reservation for a friend's birthday celebration. Carnival decided they wanted to rebrand. And guess what? If she decided that she wishes to cancel, that is perfectly fine because it's probably helping everybody else out that's going to be on that cruise ship. Because if you cannot abide by their policies and rules, and you feel that it's okay to be ratchet and act ghetto on a cruise ship in public when other people paid their money to go on this trip as well, then you can stay right at home. People don't need to be basically inconvenienced at the ratchet behavior of other people. They're saying it's black fatigue. No, it's degenerate fatigue. It's ratchet fatigue. It's ghetto fatigue. It's hood mentality fatigue. I've been feeling like this for many, many years. Okay. So it's about time that these matters get addressed. Among the policy is a zero tolerance stance on marijuana, even if it's legal in a passenger's home state. I'm glad they implemented that rule because when I went on a cruise with Carnival, this was about 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago. The cabin next to me, it was a group of young girls and they were lighting it up and I could smell it coming through the wall. I don't want to smell that. I didn't want to smell it then, and I mean, I didn't report them, I didn't complain, but it's just some things are just very uncouth and people lack decorum, especially with a certain group of people, okay? Because cruise ships fall under U.S. federal maritime law, all cannabis products are banned. Marijuana, including cannabis and its derivatives, are unlawfully and strictly prohibited on board, Carnival stated. Violations can lead to removal from the ship, a lifetime ban, law enforcement involvement, and possible fines. There's also a carnival curfew now in place for minors. Passengers 17 and under must be off public decks by 1 a.m. I see nothing wrong with that. Why would any minor child be on the public deck after 1 a.m.? All right. Unless participating in a supervised youth program or accompanied by an adult. And I agree with that as well. So why did she take issue with that? I have no idea. I don't know why melanated, well, black people are claiming that they feel targeted because of these new rules. Do you want your children running around wandering aimlessly on a cruise ship deck? around a bunch of hundreds of thousands of strangers. That's ridiculous. And then the marijuana thing, I can attest to that. I don't see anything wrong with that. If they're banning Bluetooth speakers, it's probably for a reason. It's probably because someone has ruined it for the rest of the people. The cruise line has tightened its regulations on personal Bluetooth speakers and appears to be limiting the playing of hip hop and rap music on onboard clubs, although no formal ban exists. So, this is something they're making up. There's not an official ban on that particular music. According to Carnival's senior manager of public relations, Matt Lipoli, the cruise line has implemented themed nights in their nightclub experiences that cover a variety of music genres, hip hop included. And that is basically correct. They have clubs on the cruise ship and they do play rap music. When we were there, they were playing hip hop music. The perception that the company is distancing itself from Black passengers has spread online. This is what happens when a group of people misinterpret something because they feel targeted. A hit dog will holler by some rules that they don't want to abide by. So, if that's the case, then those are the exact individuals that don't need to board these ships because they're making it a living nightmare for the rest of the passengers that have paid their money as well. I've never seen a Carnival Cruise video that made me want to go, one commenter wrote. Well, fine, stay at home. Another added, it's like the Walmart of cruise lines. If it's like the Walmart of cruise lines, you don't have to be on the ship. You don't have to board. Stay at home. Find another ship. It's okay. Still, not all reactions were critical. I do not blame Carnival Cruise. I do not support ignorance. Can we just act right? One user posted. Exactly. Others disagreed completely with the new rules. I honestly thought that that's what cruises were for, was to relax, yes, to get away from work, from home, yes, and stress, a user pondered. So those are the things that you're doing. So why is it a problem that these new rules are implemented? I don't really see anything wrong with the new rules. I don't think they are too far out of alignment with logical thinking and responsibility. You have to understand these cruise ships have liability to their passengers. Their safety is at risk when you have people that don't know how to act. And having Bluetooth speakers and playing certain types of music, you have to understand some things are vibrations. Music, sounds are vibration. When people get to drinking, they're away, they're on a cruise ship, they have no civilization, no home training, they want to act out of sorts, then they're going to have to implement these rules because you should be able to know how to conduct yourself as a grown adult. But unfortunately, you have a lot of uncivilized individuals trapped in adult bodies. And so they have to implement these rules. So there are a lot of melanated individuals that I've seen that have spoken out and they agree with these rules that have been implemented by the Carnival cruise ship. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I think they're perfectly within their rights to do so. And, if the people cannot abide by these rules, they are more than welcome to board another ship, stay at home, or take another mode of transportation to where you're trying to go. That's how I feel. You know, I don't see anything wrong with it. Now let's move on. Let's move on to the McDonald's situation. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because this was very preventable. It sounds like these two women had been getting into it, from my understanding. I watched a few clips about it. Some of the neighbors that lived around the McDonald's said they had heard arguing at the restaurant uh, multiple times, but never thought it would lead up to what happened. So, if you're unaware, one McDonald worker was a manager and she succumbed to her injuries because she was unfortunately attacked with a knife by the employee. Now, it's alleged that the manager was bullying or harassing and targeting the employee. Is this feasible? Yes, it's feasible because I've been a victim of taunting. I've been a victim of harassment many times on jobs in my life. So I know how this works. Some people have a certain tolerance level, and this girl, I guess she just got pushed to the edge and she did what she did, okay? Now she's, in trouble, locked up. and the manager is no longer here, and she leaves behind 6 children. Now, the reason why I wanted to touch on that topic is because they've started a GoFundMe. As usual, they've started a GoFundMe. So with that GoFundMe, they're asking for money for the children and all these things. This is why I always say it is so important for melanated people, especially, to stop using GoFundMe as a life insurance policy. Okay? If we pull up the article, which I don't know if I can pull it up right now or not, but my lips sparkling, glitter. I don't know if I can pull up the article right now or not, but basically the victim was 39 years old with 6 children. My question is, where are their fathers? If there are multiple fathers, where are their fathers? Because they're going to need another parent. So my guess is that these children are going to go into the custody of the victim's family. So I guess the fathers are, I don't know if they're going to ever step up to the plate. And it's very sad because now we see the breed of dysfunction that keeps going on in the melanated community. These things need to be addressed. Um, the girl, the daughter was on the news crying, and we don't know, all the antics that took place between their mother and this other young lady that took her life. We don't know, everything that went on behind the scenes. I think that, sometimes people can provoke people. And I just want to say that sometimes when you're dealing with a situation, even though you might not want to back down because you don't want to seem weak, you don't want to seem like a coward, you get to live another day. Okay. Sometimes the person that wins the argument has to walk away from the argument. Sometimes the person that wins in life is the person that still has a life. All right. Now you have somebody that's probably going to go to jail for life. So her life is thrown away. And you have someone's life that was taken, and she's not going to be here to finish seeing her children. All for what? Because people argued at McDonald's of all places. Like, you can easily get another job. You could work at Wendy's, Burger King, Arby's, Popeyes. You don't have to be at McDonald's. And so I don't know why she ended up doing what she did to the manager, but I feel like she couldn't think more outside the box. She couldn't think bigger than McDonald's. She couldn't think bigger than that. She should have been applying for other jobs. She should have been, hopefully going to school, doing some more formal training so she would not have to be in that predicament. It's very unfortunate, y'all. So it's all about a mindset and a mentality. And when you have people with low vibrational energy getting to fighting, fussing at McDonald's, you got someone antagonizing someone else, this is what happens. Speaking of antagonizing on jobs, y'all, I want to pull this up, this video that I saw earlier of this girl being harassed and taunted on her job. Now, this girl, let me see if I can find it. I don't know how I can switch my, I'm trying to switch like my TikTok accounts because I have two different ones. So let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I don't see it on here. Oh, I see how I can. Okay, I see how I did it. All right, let me see if I can find it. Shared a video. Okay, here it is. Now, I don't know if I can hold this camera to this webcam. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but hopefully you can hear it. Okay, so basically, what's going on in this video, all right, you're going to hear ratchetness. This is a 35-year-old bullying a coworker, and apparently this girl is very young. You can tell she's young. This happened on May 12th, 2025. It was posted to TikTok, and that's where I found it.
Coming back, I'm just recording for evidence.
All
I'm
right.
just recording for evidence.
She said,
Coming back, I'm just recording.
she said, I'm coming back. I'm just recording for evidence. And
Evidence.
she's wearing a face mask.
All right. I got dreads. Like, what are you talking about? Motherfucking dreads, how? All right. There ain't no motherfucking dreads, bitch. All right. The problem is, she don't even a motherfucking dread. I need some service, bitch. Some service, please. Ah, this never had girl don't want to take me out. Huh? Yeah, I gotta work with this bitch again. Oh, help me, Lord. Oh, gee. Oh, bitch. Please call in the morning. A young slow dummy. That's what she is, a damn dummy. A brook dummy. Matter of fact, she a brook dummy. Bitch don't have shit. You need to put some shit back. She like she gonna buy that wash powder back there. She ain't gonna buy that shit. And she ain't got no money to buy that. Broke ass. Regular ass car. Goddamn top don't even go down. Regular ass car. Then she parked right beside me. I should have scratched that motherfucker. Scratched the that bitch. That's what I do. I do shit like that. You know, dumb bitch want me to lose my motherfucking job. You ain't even worth my hand. You ain't worth it. It's for your ass. Yo, I'm gonna do you. But you ready to fight? Let's see go fighting. You gonna be my cousin right here. You finna pull up on me. You ready? Are you ready? I'll be back. I will be back, baby. Let's see if she get ready. Coming back, I'm just recording for evidence.
All right. So you heard all of the ignorance that was going on. This is nothing new. I actually went through something similar to that, but the person that I'm talking about was around 34 years old. I think at the time I was 20. No, I could have been younger than that. I might have been like 19. I know I was coming straight out of high school and I started going to college and I was going back and forth, to work and to school. My car was vandalized by a 34-year-old neighbor. She threatened me the same way that this woman is threatening her, saying, "Oh, I'll go get my daughter to beat your ASS." She was very ratchet. I went through a whole lot, y'all. So this is why I speak strongly about this ghetto behavior, this ratchetness. Jealousy is a real thing. Envy is a real thing. And this girl sounds like she speaks like she's more mature than that 35-year-old. So wisdom has nothing to do with age. A lot of times it's a mentality, it's your environment, it's how you were raised, the environment in which you are around, the people you choose to be with, is why it's so important to protect your energy. Low vibrational energy, when you are, a certain caliber of a person, has no business being around you. That's why I talk about these topics so much, because this needs to stop. Who wants to raise children in a world where you have such ugly entities and negative spirits, y'all? And that person in the background, that 35-year-old female, sounds very unhappy. She sounds very miserable. She wants to scratch her car up. Then she's going to call it raggedy. Oh, I'm going to go get my cousin for you. You want to fight? Like, this is just dumb. And then she's bragging about her $900 paycheck that she got for the week. And she's calling the girl broke. Like, why are you even competing with this young girl? But this is the mentality of ratchetness and hood behavior. And people actually go out here and celebrate this nonsense. I have so much experience with dealing with these low vibrational, ratchet, ghetto, trap looking, beastly broads that it's not even funny. And because you have a certain demeanor, because you have more to lose than they do, like they will get locked up over you, because that's what happened to the neighbor. She took her She got locked up because she acted a fool in front of the police. They locked her up because of how she was acting. She kept making threats across the yard. And people sit here and think this is funny, it's all a game. Then you had other neighbors getting involved, taking sides because she wanted to put on a show. It's like being in high school, except for these are supposed to be adult people, but they're not mentally adults. They are degenerates. And unfortunately, these degenerates keep procreating and they create more degenerate behavior, people with more degenerate minds. I think they should be sterilized, if you ask me. Really, they should be exterminated. And there's no excuse. I don't care how much you try to blame slavery, you try to blame the white man. Oh, our people have mental illness because this happened and they're traumatized. I don't care. People know right from wrong. Toddlers, children know right from wrong. There are children that are more mature than adults. And there are adults that can't even be parents because they don't know how to parent. And this is why I feel strongly that they shouldn't even be having children. If you cannot control your urges and your actions, then you need to take the proper precautions not to bring forth life into this world because all you're doing is replicating more degenerates that the society has to deal with. People like that are the people that take people's lives. That McDonald's worker, I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a two-parent household at home either because she would have been able to rationalize. She didn't have anybody that she could talk to. She actually allegedly left McDonald's, went back up there, waited for this woman, and went at her with a knife. So where was anybody to talk to her? Why didn't she reach out to someone? I don't know. I don't know, but apparently she's not mentally right either. And for the McDonald's worker that's the manager to be mistreating her, for it to result to this type of behavior, because she didn't just do this because this happened one time. Apparently something triggered her, but they said that she had tried to do this before. So y'all, it's just people out here, they're mentally unstable. They're ratchet, they're ghetto, they're hood. And I know sometimes people want to prove their point, like, I'm not afraid of you, I'm not scared of you. People will take your life. And it's not worth you not being here to see your children anymore. Y'all, I remember one of my former friends had a friend, and she got taken out of here at 33 years old because of a dude and very attractive. She had her own, she had gone and got her business degree. Then she had elevated in life. I was just talking about this the other day. She had her own hair salon. She's doing very well for herself. She left behind an 8-year-old son over a dude because she wanted to go take herself down to the hood, even though she was living in a more comfortable space. She had upgraded her apartment, nice apartment. She left out of her apartment, went over to the hood, got to arguing with some female, shots rang out between the both of them, and she didn't make it. It's not worth it. And that story, I think Tia or Tamara Mowry, they talked about it on The View, or was it the Real? I'm sorry. They were speaking about it there. She had a few articles written up, and also I think she had worked behind the scenes with Remy Ma. So her goal was to be working with more higher end clientele. And sometimes you have to get away from these hood, ratchet, ghetto McQueens out here, okay? And you have to elevate in life. You cannot be hanging around these people because they will bring you down. They're already at the bottom of the barrel. They want to pull you down with them. If they see any type of success in you, any glimmer of hope in you, they see that you're totally different from them, they're not going to like that. And we just witnessed that listening to this video. It's a shame that this woman or this young lady is being targeted on her job. I guess she works at Walgreens or some type of convenience store, and she has to endure that type of harassment, being called out of her name. And then I don't know if y'all could read the text because it was blurry in the screen, but it said that she was the one that got suspended off of her job. So not only did she get suspended, she was being antagonized, being harassed by someone way older than her. And then I guess the manager is taking the other person's side and suspended her. So there were people in the comment section saying, "Oh, you have a lawsuit on your hands." She might. I mean, if she shows this to an attorney, she may. But what is she going to get from this other coworker who's bragging about a $900 check that she made for the week? So 9, 18, 27, $3,600 a month, right? And that's off of wherever she's working. Um, that person probably doesn't have anything for her to take if she were to sue her. Because what an attorney is going to do, they're going to do what's called an asset check to see if you're even worth trying to bring a lawsuit against them. And she probably doesn't have anything. She's very on a very low level. Um, so maybe they can sue Walgreens. I don't know, but I feel like these jobs are not worth it. If you're being antagonized in any capacity, harassed on a job, it's not worth it. You can get another job. Get another job. That's why it's so important to have a side hustle, side business. Have something outside of that job where you're making other forms of money so you don't have to go through this. You don't have to endure this type of behavior at a job just for the little pieces of change that they want to throw you. It's not worth it. You go through so much dealing with customers, dealing with standing on your feet. You're dealing with other coworkers and the nastiness that she had to go through. It's not worth it. I know people do a lot for money, but how much are you going to pimp and sell yourself out for these little trinkets of change that they throw at you? We got to start valuing ourselves more out there. And we have to start separating ourselves from degenerates. Stop calling yourself black. You're a melanated person. Those are the blacks. Those are the degenerates. Stop claiming them as one of, oh, our people need to do better. No, those people need to do better. They're not a part of my tribe. It's them. It's the Ratchets. They're over there. They're not connected to me, and that's how we have to carry it. Let them sink and drown where they are. Stop trying to save. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. I don't want to be saved. That's what she don't want to be saved. So leave them over there. Let them go with the Ratchets. Let the Ratchets be on the island by themselves. See if they can survive on their own. Stop trying to wake them up. Stop trying to think that you can get through. They are too far gone. Mentally, they are already gone. You got to cut them off. They need to be eradicated. They really should be put somewhere in a tunnel somewhere, just locked underneath the ground where we stump all over top of them because they're no good to society. And I'm sorry I have to say it like that, but that's just simply what it is. And these people keep procreating and baby making, procreating and baby making. That's all they do. Procreate and baby make. And then they just want to spread their ignorance and ratchetness all across the globe. Like somebody wants to deal with that. And they're the ones that have like a high sense of entitlement, thinking they can infringe upon the rights of everybody else and nobody's supposed to say anything to them. Then if they get corrected or reprimanded, it's an issue. The degeneracy and the hypocrisy in that is craziness, y'all. It's insanity. So, y'all, that's just my little message. I'm going to sign out because it's already way past my bedtime and I have to get up very early. I got so much to do. I'm trying to make it to this grand opening tomorrow at one of the new home construction communities, their new townhomes. I was invited to last week and I said I would be there. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. I hope you like the video, share the video. This is the channel of substance, you all. The channel of substance. If you're tired of all this low vibrational stuff, you're tired of hearing about Nicki Minaj and Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion. They're not doing anything for our lives, okay? Nothing. And even if they could, would they? I don't think they would, right? We need to focus more on ourselves. So, really, this channel is for anybody that's on an elevated level. Continue to walk in your divinities. I want to give a special acknowledgement to my angelic warriors out there. Keep fighting the fight of life because it's not easy. When you are special, when you are rare, you're going to go through spiritual attacks left and right all day, every day. People that you would never suspect are going to be throwing spiritual attacks at you, and it is real. But keep fighting, y'all. Keep fighting. The devil, the evil entities out here don't want to see you win, but you are definitely specially protected. All right. Don't forget it. We got to give gratitude, give thanks. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And yeah, tune in for next time. I might post another video, but I'm glad I was on here to address you all. Heute is officially Heute ist Dienstag. All right, y'all. Signing on out of here. Be blessed.